Hey folks, this is Judd. I will be your GM today for Stars Without Number. We are heading back to Sector Alas Theta, and I am here with Misha and Jay. My name is Judd, him. Welcome to the Actual Play Twitch stream. Any subscription monies that we get go to Black Lives Matter and the Trans Legal Defense Fund. And I think that is about all I have to say for my intro. Jay, how's your weekend going? How are things?
Things are pretty good. I am Matt J, Matt J0 on Twitter. My pronouns are he, him. I will be playing Ro Carter, the deep cover agent and expert hacker, and maybe pilot, because I just picked it up at second level. I'm excited to go see these alien ruins.
Cool.
How about you, Misha? How was your week?
Pretty good. I officially have a teenager now, so wish me luck. I'm Misha B, she, her, Black Girl Gameworks, or BG Gameworks on Twitter, or blackgirlgameworks.com. Yeah, there's lots going on. I am playing Abby Duster. She's a kind of diplomat, kind of apparently in charge here. Newbie on the force, and yeah, this is exciting. But we're gonna go get to do exciting things now and see nifty, neato stuff. And my husband is being weird on I asked, did he have any objection to me buying an adjustable desk? And he says, what are you imbuing it with? Because apparently I typoed. So yeah, I love it.
There we go. Sounds good. So Jay, you just finished your Kickstarter, and how'd it go?
We're funded. We were so close to bringing Paul Beakley from the Indie Game Reading Club in to work on a hack book for Apocalypse World. The Kickstarter was The Lifted. It's a superhero setting in general, but we'll spec it out using Champions now. I'm excited about it. I've been cooking on it in my brain for a long time, and so I'm excited to get it to the table in some fashion.
Cool.
And that just ended earlier this week, so it's my second zine. So
Yeah, I got the first one around here somewhere.
As do I. I think mine is right. Yes.
Yeah, it's on the shelf there.
Yeah.
What's funny is I printed I think I printed like 15 more than I needed, and those have all gone. They're all sold. So I'm all out of
nice.
By Aces Light. So
it's a good place to be.
Yes. So I'm excited. I'm excited to work on this.
Cool.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how many copies of a rune we need to print, which is always well, we need this many to fulfill, but how many more should we print?
Right.
Fun.
No doubt. I cannot get Twitch to come up. It's I know we're streaming. I can see that, but I can't. Twitch isn't working for me. So if I think we're on, but anyway,
we're on.
Cool.
I can see us.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, let's play this thing. So last time we played, Ro and Abby brought home a group of refugees who were all embroiled in this kind of weird hive mind, and they'd been there. Apparently, the one psychic had been there for maybe a couple centuries, and they all got brought back to the headquarters. We named our little ship, our little kind of 3-person system jumper. We named it the Xanadu, and it was kind of a cool start. It felt a little bit like a weird old Star Trek episode in an odd way. In that the series answer was like, oh, there's a really powerful psychic. Like, that's the problem. That's what's going on. I feel like that was like every other old Trek episode. And so, yeah, that's done. We can't use that excuse anymore. We will find others. And this game, I think so I think an interesting thing about what happened is the headquarters went from kind of this sterile floating base of operations to being a place where instead of like 8 people are living, like a couple dozen people are living. And the psychic who was holding everybody together, I think went into a coma, and your medical team is kind of keeping him alive. The other folks have not been in the hive mind for as long, but we can't really tell where, and we're not really sure how old they are or how that person is, how this 200-year-old person is still really alive. Those I think are a little bit of mysteries to everybody, including me. And I'm curious to see if we ever find out. We'll see.
I'm glad you hit those, because I was going to ask about the age of the people.
Yeah.
Well, we said some of them were definitely kids, but we don't know.
Right.
Like, when were they kids originally? Had they been stuck in stasis as kids for centuries? Who knows?
Right. And I think, you're probably there for a couple of days, fueling up and getting the Xanadu ready for the next jump out. And I think they settle in as kind of an unearthly, strange family. I think the kids fall into kids' roles. I think there is some kind of weird answering each other. They've been a hive mind for a long time. Yeah, they finish each other's sentences sometimes. Like it's a little odd, but I think they also are really close, and they like doing things together, and they like there's a lot of like communal cooking, and I think there are people reading to the hive mind hub, and trying to keep even the doctors say, they say, can it hurt to do this? And the doctor was like, it can't hurt. And so they read to him, and it's good stuff. I think the next place where you're planning to go is in the Akhmud system. And there is, man, this game just generates notes like before you start playing, it generates notes.
Absolutely.
Woo! It is
paperwork, so much.
Yeah.
Paperwork.
It's testing my librarian skills like to the absolute upper limit. Love it. Love it. Marifa, right? Marifa's where you're at. Erbirku and Togi, Helgerd. I know there's another planet that has alien ruins on it, and I cannot find the name. You got it?
Lohikau? Yeah.
Let's see.
That's what my bad note says.
Cool. Love it.
It might be Iowa cow.
Another thing I can't find at this very moment is the name of the lieutenant who flew you down to the surface. Special Agent Suliat, a Lieutenant Sorolla. Got it. Woo! All right.
You found the right notes.
I found some notes. I don't know if I found the right notes.
Not right.
Cool. That's good. I got that. So Lieutenant Sorolla is prepping the Xanadu for a jump. I think you're going to have, you're going from system to system. So you are going to have to spike drive over there. But the other thing that is happening is none of you have those skills. So I'm not really too interested in like failure as a result. So I think we're just going to kind of free narrate it and get on over there and take a look at some alien ruins. So here's an interesting thing that happened last week that I thought was cool. So I made up this faction called the Aegean Circle. There's Xeno-Archaeological Scholarship and Salvage, and they are in charge of the alien ruins, and they are the people who mostly go in and salvage there. And I figured they were. This is a cool example of like, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna learn something about the system I just made up, which I love. I think it's awesome. No, it's not Mahmoud. Where is it? Where are the alien ruins? Damn it! There they are. It's in the Antorgi system. That's why I was in the wrong system. It's not the Akhmet system. So I mentioned that the faction that was in charge of trafficking and exhuming alien ruins was this faction called the Aegean Circle. I figured they were some little group of scholars who were just in this sector. But then a cool thing happened, and Misha was like, "Oh, those guys! I hate those guys." And I was like, "Oh, awesome! This faction's much bigger than I thought it was," and so. Yeah, we've got a different thing. So maybe they're not the hugest faction in this sector, but still they've got like out of sector, connects, which I think is cool. Misha, do you have any ideas about what Abby's run-ins with them would have been like in the past? Like what are you thinking?
So you said that they were like salvaging, and so I'm thinking they're like, they claim to be scholars.
Yeah.
But really they're more like Indiana Jones, like, oh, let's go in and take this thing and sell it, as opposed to let's go and like preserve this for the archaeological thing that it should be.
Right.
And yeah.
Got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So hotshot flyboy buttheads.
Love it. Cool. That is great. Was there a particular run-in you had with them? Did one of them? I don't remember his name, but like in Raiders of the Lost Ark, Jones had that like French, nemesis who like took the statue from him in the very beginning, and then like and said, "There's nothing you have, Jones, that I cannot take away from you."
Right, that I can't take. Yes.
Like, yeah. Does Abby have like a nemesis in the Aegean Circle who took something from her?
Not necessarily a nemesis, probably an ex, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Yeah. Nice. How serious was it?
I think. Let's see. It was probably like Abby's first real relationship, maybe, cool. And so she thought it was way more serious than the other person did, but with the benefit of of time and memory, it's like, okay, it's clear it wasn't nearly as serious as I thought it was.
Yeah,
but it didn't feel that way at the time.
Yeah, awesome. Space opera relationship drama. I can't get better than that. Cool. I think we need to name this person. Clearly.
You're gonna make me.
No. I'm not gonna make you. I'm not gonna make you name them.
I know. I gotta find it.
I mean, I've got names, in the back of my Stars Without Number book here. It's got a really excellent name section. Do you want to roll a D100 and we'll just
sure, let's do that, because
cool.
Otherwise I gotta like look for names. That gets weird.
Cool. Let me know.
53.
53. I'm going to go with a surname, and their name is Mehra, Mehra. Dr. Mehra. Very cool. We have a villain. Yeah, so I think people are watching. Everybody in the station kind of knows that you're going to the Antorki system to look into the alien ruins, and so I think the holo player is playing. I think people like sit in a circle around it, like theater in the round, and the holograms kind of orient themselves to your eyes based on where you're sitting, and there's Dr. Mera, and they say, "This is Dr. Mera, xenoarchaeological specialist, here to talk to us about these alien ruins. Dr. Mera, what do we have here?" She says, "Well, what we have, what happened here, and the story you're reporting on is what happens when those without training and education try to do something difficult and try to touch delicate alien ruins that they don't have the training or the education to comprehend." And they say, "Dr. Mera, do you there's a lot of carnage at this site today. A lot of people were hurt. Do you think these are alien weapons that were left?" She says, "Well, that's the problem with xenoarchaeology is we don't know if, let me put it this way, if you were to give, in the old days of archaeology, when we didn't understand the effect that an archaeologist could have, very often an archaeologist would get, or anthropologists would get to a society and start handing out metal shovels, and it would throw off the balance of the civilization there, and suddenly the tribe with the metal shovels would rise up while the others would suddenly be subjugated. We don't know if what we're dealing here are xenoarchaeological shovels, and the people who messed with this stuff, the people who try to tinker and try to make a fast credit, they're endangering their lives, and they're endangering the lives of people around them. And the sector needs to pass, sector-wide laws and blah 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 blah. And they kind of cut to like a kind of a talking heads political segment where they're talking about laws on xenoarchaeology and how kind of loose they are here. Cool. Jay, what does Ro have any experience with either xenoarchaeology or xenobiology or has he run into aliens in his adventures?
I think he's come across alien artifacts. I think in his deep cover role, right, he's part of the problem with the Aegean Circle in that he's helped move, fence, and profit off of these artifacts. When they don't make it back to I don't even know what they call it, right? I guess I want to say the proper institutions, but I guess in his mind, He's like, they're ruins and they're just out here. And who are the proper institutions, right?
Right.
So I think as this is going on, he's kind of moved himself to the back of the room, right?
Right.
And and if he doesn't have to be there, he might try to slide out of the room, right?
Yeah.
But he's I think in his deep cover role, he's been part of the problem.
Awesome. I think the AI totally notices, right? And its hologram its hologram manifests in front of you and says Envoy Carter, are you uncomfortable? Is everything okay?
It's a little warm in here. The temperature is a little off.
Huh. I had not detected that, but very often skin can detect things that I am unable to.
Is this conversation just between the AI and I, or can other
Yeah,
people hear it?
yeah, totally.
All right.
Yeah, and the AI's name is Mary with a 3, right? We named him.
Right.
We named him
Right.
after Mary Curie.
Right.
But it's yeah, and yeah, they say, is there anything I could do to make you more comfortable, Mr. Envoy Carter?
No, I'm good. I'll get used to it. It's fine. It'll be all right.
Very well. And I'm going to leave you to it. And
I imply that from the last mission with that, they were protecting, the hive mind was protecting from a rogue AI.
yes,
I was trying to find my notes here.
it was a rogue AI that was said to have decimated the planet. Yeah, and left it a tomb world. Yep.
Right, and it was looking for something.
Yeah.
So I asked Marie, has she discovered anything new about what that rogue AI, where it went, and what it may be looking for? Anything new there?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna go to the dice on that one. See how. Oh man. So I rolled with advantage, right? So I rolled 3d6 and I rolled a 2, and a 1. So yeah, I think Mary like glitch skips because some of their processing power is still looking, right? And so when you mention it, it causes them to have like this moment of looking at that processing, and then there's like this glitch skip, and then so like what it seems like a real person kind of glitches out for a second, and then Mary says, "I have not found anything yet. There is an astounding amount of data down in that vault, and I haven't been able to find the shape of it, and I haven't been able to establish any meaningful patterns. I'm sorry, Envoy Carter. I realize I'm not working up to the standard that you would like."
No, it's fine. You'll get to it when you get to it.
Thank you. Cool. Yeah, and I think Carter knows enough about AI to know that that's weird. Like it and that processing. Like yeah, like you don't. I'm not saying like, oh, Mary's holding back, but I'm saying
right.
If she was doing, if they were doing a job up to their optimal level, they'd probably have it by now. Gotcha. Or have some idea, Yeah. Is there anything you want to do with that before you leave? Do you want to look into that yourself? Do you want to?
Yeah. I think if I had time, I would take a look to see. Having been in deep cover, I know sometimes politics get in the way of truth. So I'd want to look around in the system to see if folks are cordoning off information, right? Not letting it be accessible to. I may have asked, but she may not be able to tell me because I know I don't have authority or access. Right.
Yeah. Interesting.
So cool. Someone else come in and started locking off sections of that stuff.
Yeah, love it. We're gonna roll on that in a second. Yeah, that's really interesting. Misha, is there anything that Abby wants to get done kind of before you leave for the alien ruins?
I think she probably checks to see if there's a list of who from the Aegean Society is there.
Yeah.
Just to see if Mara's on planet or not.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think you can find that fast. I think you can find the Aegean, like, the equivalent of the Aegean Circle website, the Aegean Circle hub and, data hub. And, Mira, Dr. Mira is there. So I think what's weird about it is that Dr. Mira is like their CEO of public relations, and they've also doctored their records so that it seems like she was born in this system, or sector, which is weird. Like it is like a 1 in a trillion shot that she ends up here while you're here, right? Like that's weird. And whatever. It's my it's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. But yeah, I mean, it would make her a really exotic person to be from outside of the sector, because the sectors have been really cut off for a long time. And the other like weird thing is like, how the F did she even get here? Like, I mean, there are far traders, but they're pretty few and far between. So like, how did she get here? Like, does the Aegean Circle have that kind of pull? Like, what the hell is going on, I guess, is the question.
And you think she would have mentioned it while we were dating, that she was from this far-flung sector from like
right.
The middle of nowhere.
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that she did. She wasn't. Yeah. Love it.
I thought she was from Jersey.
The Hamilton gave everyone from New Jersey the gift of that line, like everything's legal in New Jersey.
Yeah, right.
And I say it all the damn time. And it's a gift to all New Jerseyites. So yeah, cool. Yeah, I think you could find that out real fast. So is there anything else you want to kind of like dig into or look at, or is there a roll you want to make or a thing you want to, I don't know. I'm trying to uncover
what they've already uncovered there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what kind of stuff so far?
Yeah. Cool. Like make a roll, but I don't even know what to ask you to roll. Like, tell me what skill you're using. I am. Is it no? Is it? It seems like it might be no.
Yeah, either no or connect, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to reach out to a person, then it would be connect.
Okay, let's do connect.
Cool.
I know which way to roll this. Nope.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I was like, how do I roll again?
Yeah. Yep. I hear you.
Charisma, I'm assuming.
Yep. I think so.
11.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. I think you you track down an investigative reporter who's looking into the Aegean Circle, and they tell you what folks know in general, which is that the ruins on the Hukau at Zana appear to be from one species. No one is sure like what the nature of their society is. No one has really been able to put it together based on what they've left. They left so much that people think that they might have left in some kind of a hurry. There might have been some kind of catastrophe. And I think they like set up a time, and a place to meet with you in one of the orbital cities that goes around Lohikau Etsana, and like that will be, that's where we'll start in that sector. Nice. Cool. Jay, do you want to roll for row? I think you're kind of like, so let me just like get an idea of exactly what you're going for here. Mm-hmm. Are you looking to see like what you can find, or are you looking to see if someone's trying to stop you from seeing what you find? Like, I feel like one is a yes, no. Like, right. Are you just trying to like see what you can find? And, oh, by the way, I'm keeping an eye over my shoulder to see if that's happening.
No, I want to make sure that no one's blocking the information. The floor.
Yeah.
Right. I want to see if someone is putting in obstacles so we don't know everything.
Interesting. Right? So like you're looking for something like within the Terran mandate.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Sugar.
Yes.
Nice.
Well, so I think Ro's thought is everything's everything. Everything should be fine. Everything should be clean and clear.
Right.
But I've been on a job where it wasn't. So let me just look.
Right? Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, go for it. Make a roll. I'm curious.
If you leave it up to me, since he's an expert hacker, I'm just going to jump right into a program role.
Sounds good.
Dun, 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 dun. And it uses int.
Yep.
And there it goes.
Cool. A 9 is a decent result. Yeah. Is anyone cool? I think that's interesting as hell. So you don't find things that they're hiding, but you find things that are like data packets or data categories that if you uncover them will cause the Marinaris to like come back faster. And they didn't tell you about this. Right. And so like if there is evidence, so like you find a couple, right? Like if there is evidence that the Alien Ruins Society is going to come back like soon, a beacon will be sent without any of you knowing it, right? It's just like, I think the other. No, I think that's the big one. Like you basically find out like what is the Terran mandate worried about, and like what they're worried about is that the aliens who left those ruins are going to come back and reassert themselves.
Gotcha.
Or worse, that they just never left.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you find. But you don't find like hard blocks.
Nice.
Or anything that's going to stop you. Yep. Cool. Sounds good. Do anything else we want to do before we head off for the Antorgi system?
No, I think that's
good to go. Cool.
I'm good to go. Yes.
Awesome. I'm just going to roll to see if anything like super catastrophic or bad happens. Like, 9. Nah, it's fine. If it was a 2 or a 12, I'd be like, oh, snap, something really good. Like, wow, that lieutenant really gets you there in a hurry. But no. As it is, we're good. The ship decouples from the Xanadu decouples from your orbital platform, and zips in orbit around the planet, and then heads out so that they can make their spike drive, outside of anything, any habitable planet, as a standard protocol. And I'm sure you both have been in spike drives before. Do either of you have any kind of weird side effects or superstitions or anything about going through spike drives and plunging into the veins of the universe, or is it just like another day at the office for y'all?
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and I think you can tell that the lieutenant, while this is her job, and she digs it, and she's a good pilot. She is hyper competent, but still a little nervous. Lieutenant Sorolla is a little nervous before the spike, and kind of like triple checks things, and it manifests itself in like a hyper thoroughness and kind of checking on you both to see if you're okay. But like you can feel that, like, oh no, wait, like she's feeling this, like she's and she says, we've got about an hour till we spike, so just get comfortable. Yeah, I think the any portals that you can like see out to in the ship get covered, and you can hear the engine kind of spool up, and which it's not this kind of crystalline perfection. There is something kind of mechanical going on in here, and,
right.
and something gets really loud, and there's a weird feeling of gravity shifting, and kind of a dizziness, and then you spike drive across the stars to another star system. It's a smooth ride, and I think once Sorolla is into it, she's fine, and it's just like the gearing up to spiking into infinity. And yes. Absolutely. Cool. There is a space station. There are a bunch of space stations all around Lahakau Ixana. It's got a very thin atmosphere. It's nearly airless. It's fairly warm. There are several million people, but most of them are in the orbitals around it. And the station is called Piju Station, named after one of the first xenoarchaeologists to really document these artifacts. And I think as you disembark onto the station, there are a couple of things that I think are there are people there to hawking fake alien, or you think fake alien artifacts. You want to buy some, it's nothing. It's like nothing else. They'll let you step outside of time. Come on, pay me some creds. And there are also folks with the what are they called? That'll teach me playing 2 science fiction games in one. There are priests from priests and priestesses, agents of this faction called Earth's Sacred House, and they've got like a red circle that's not quite connected, and you can see them connecting. I'm not going to tell them what you're doing. I'll have them do it. A young woman, comes up to you both and says, "Welcome to Pijao Station. I know you've probably been in the void for a long time. I'm not going to trouble you with small talk." And she hands you like a data card that you can contact the sacred house with. She was like, "This is Earth's sacred house. We can set you up with a meal with other humans. You gotta connect, and you can't just stay out there in the void. And it's the least natural thing you can do. We're primates. We've got to be around our own. So if you want to share a meal with other people, give me a call and I'll set you up. It's the most human thing there is."
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We will definitely consider that.
All right. Well, welcome to Pijao.
Does he think one of us isn't human?
Maybe. I know I'm human.
Last time we checked.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, we've got to meet this journalist. Is there anything you want to do on the station kind of before then? Do you want to? What are you thinking? How are you getting set?
Yeah, I think just going pretty much straight there. She's gonna like look around as she's going. She's probably not taking the necessarily most direct route.
Yeah.
But also not like excessively going out of her way.
Cool.
You want company?
Sure, why not?
Cool. Yeah, the journalist is a middle-aged woman named Itako. She's got hair cut short. You get the feeling that like before she was an investigative journalist, she served in some kind of military and like never quite changed the hair. Like she liked the high and tight, and so she just kept it. And I think she's got some tattoos that let you know, like, oh yeah, no, she served in a armored drop unit. And says, I was kind of surprised to get your call. When I tried to look you up, I couldn't find any evidence of you. Like you're a ghost, Ms. Duster.
I'm a ghost?
I couldn't find any mention of you anywhere in the sector.
Oh, that's because this is my first time here.
You're from outside the sector? Did you come here on a far trader? That's amazing.
Not exactly.
I bump Abby a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I say, it's kind of a far trader. It does maintenance between far traders.
Huh. Weird. All right. Well, here's the weird thing about the Aegean Circle, and these artifacts. I don't know how to describe it. I guess I just kind of have to show you.
Please.
Come on, let me show you my office. And like she walks you up to her office, and I think there are like a bunch of reporters. Like, it's kind of a little like media hub. And she says, "That's my desk." And like, there's this blue, like, quarter sphere, and like, it stands out. It's like a weird, like, you can't quite, you're looking at it, you're like, oh, it's plastic. No, wait, it's metal. No, it's stone. Wait, what is it? And she says, "Yeah, that's a real one. That's a Xeno artifact from down there. I purchased it with I purchased it a week ago with money given to me by a local media outlet. So I just need you to understand that I bought it a week ago, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And then she like takes up a hollow, and it's like her and her buddies having drinks, like right where you're standing, like right in the hub, right? It's like a holiday party.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "So this is Earth Day 2 years ago." And she like, does the like, scroll in, scroll in. And the little quarter sphere is on her desk.
Does it do anything if you touch it?
She like picks it up and tosses it to you. Right? Like, it's not heavy. It's just like tossing a baseball to somebody, right? It's just like, boop, like, tossing, keys. I don't think so. But what the F is that? And she like, I think she leaves the hollow up, right? And like, there it is 2 years ago.
I like looking at the screen. Has the hollow moved in relation
No.
to where? Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No, that's a good.
Huh. That's very odd. Are there other artifacts that have been doing things like this?
I don't know. No one's talking about it. If they are, I mean, this thing was expensive. That was like half a year's pay to get my hands on that. So, and there are so many fake ones out there that it's people might have tried to do it and then it didn't work because it's not real. And I mean, so many fakes. It's like a whole industry in and of itself.
Understandably, if they're worth, half a year's pay.
Right. For whatever this is, I don't. Anyway, what do you think? Do you have any experience with this kind of thing?
Nope.
I do a look around.
Yeah.
Just to see if we're being listened to or watched.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, make a roll. Let's see.
It just occurs to me that, she's got folks who've never been here before. Notice?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, 8 is I'm willing to like give the kind of PBTA success with a cost. Yeah, I think as you start looking around, you notice that like someone is leaving and they're kind of out the door, and like based on when like they got up and left as soon as you picked your head up and like started looking around. You just didn't notice them because they were slick about it. And then like what you notice is like the door closing, like, right. Cause you're kind of like walking around like, wait, is anybody watching us? And then like you're looking and like, they must've just like noticed you and got the jump. And then like the door closes and you're like, oh shit, that was them. Right.
Right.
Do you want to take off after them? Do you want to like, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I do. I want to at least be able to get a look to see who it is.
Yeah.
Right. I don't have to have hands on them because I'm not that guy, but
Right.
I need to see, right?
Yeah.
Who it was, so we know what we're dealing with.
Cool. Sounds good. Make I don't know, like, what are you gonna do? We're gonna use to do that. Is there an in-game dingus for that?
I think it's exert because I'm trying to get out the door, and I think it's all physical. I'm trying to see them before they get too far away. Right. Unfortunately, my exert is at -1 because I don't have that skill.
Right.
So here we go. I'm thinking it's Dex.
Yep, that makes sense. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Cool. So yeah, Abby, I think you see Ro kind of like cock his head and like take off after someone. Itako says, "Your friend okay?"
He's jumpy.
Hey, this stuff makes me jumpy too. I mean, I don't know. Is there anything else is there anything else I can show you? Anything else? Any other questions I can answer? I've been looking into the Aegean Circle for about a month now.
Find anything interesting?
I mean, I think what's interesting is there's no mention of stuff like this. None. No studies. Nothing on the books.
You would think that a organization devoted to finding xenoarchaeological sites and artifacts would, I don't know, consider this a priority.
Right?
Unless, of course, they were selling them on the sly and didn't want any record of it. But that would be completely unethical and totally unlike them, right?
Well, I mean, that's kind of how I got this one, right?
Right.
So, who's leading the charge down here, by the way?
Oh, I mean, we're a co-op. You know, we sell to the highest bidders and just get our stories out. Yeah, we're a bunch of freelancers. You come from a sector with a lot of hierarchy, huh? You're looking for the leader.
Oh, I meant of the Aegean Circle, who was
the Aegean Circle
and stuff.
Oh, got it. Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you meant the reporters.
I know reporters are mostly freelance. I don't think anybody really has a hierarchy anymore.
Got it. Sorry. I just came upon Latin names, and they're a little bit too on the nose. So I'm gonna. I'm like, no, dude, you can't have a doctor and then have one of those names. That's just too much. Yeah, I mean the main their president is Dr. Delgadis.
Yeah. I think they might have to be our next stop then. Thank you for the interesting experience. She hands the artifact back.
Yeah, he's on station. Actually, you're in the right place. He's a tenured professor at Piju University.
Oh, well, that should make it easier to find. He probably has office hours and everything.
Yeah, something like that. Cool. So I think J. Ro takes off. So I think like it's success with a cost, right? So I think like you take off, you end up following this person down some alleys, and then you like turn a corner and they're there with a with a blaster pointed at you. And yeah, make a notice roll.
Hey, that's a big blaster.
That's right.
Right.
That's not a banana, is it?
They might be happy to see you anyway. Oh, you noticed something.
Wow. Awesome. So like, you know, the make and model of this blaster, right? You're like, oh shit, it's a an old Terran slug thrower, and they've modified it, and you're and the modifications are like give it a weird silhouette, and you realize that this person has xenoarchaeological stuff like grafted onto their slug thrower.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I put my hands up. Hey.
You always follow people?
Sometimes.
All right.
I don't like folks cutting in on my deals.
I understand. Far trader my ass. Where are you guys from?
I will tell you that as soon as you tell me who you are, because that may make a difference. You might not like what I have to say.
I am a well-paid freelancer who works for the Aegean Circle and make sure that that they don't have problems. And I was following a taco for a while, and I couldn't trace her message that went out to your friend, and that made me nervous. And so I waited here for you all to get here, and stranger. So yeah, I think like, you know, the funny thing for me is that this guy is what like a normal Stars Without Number character would be, right? He's like,
right.
He's he's a freelancer, working for a faction and doing not so nice things.
Right.
So why shouldn't I show you what happens when you get shot with a xenoarchaeological pistol?
I start to put my hands down slowly.
Yeah.
And I nod to make sure that's cool with him. And then I say, well, everything's fine. I'm an envoy with the Terran mandate.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel like you need to like make a roll, like you know what I mean?
Right, because I'm thinking he's smart enough to understand that I might not be by myself.
Yeah. I have no idea what to roll. I mean, I don't know. Is there an intimidate skill? Is there a talk? I mean, you just want to roll talk?
There's talk, but I don't remember. That might be the one.
Shall we look it up? I mean, I feel like I can't run a game without at least once sticking my nose in the book. So
yeah, no, I think that's perfect. I was looking at talk, and then there's perform, and I don't know if perform is like the persuade, intimidate, that kind of thing, or is it actually perform?
Yeah. Let's look.
But talk might be on the money. And I don't know that this will show me. Now this, it just rolls.
Yeah, I'm looking at page 8. Talk. Convince other people of the facts you want them to believe. What they do with the conviction may not be completely predictable. Perform. Exhibit some performative skill. Roll to dance, sing, orate, act, or otherwise put on convincing.
Yes, that is perform.
Okay. Like what is the effect you're looking to have here? Is like, are you looking to intimidate them?
I think so. Yeah, I think it is intimidate. I'm implying that the term mandate is here. I work for the term mandate.
Yeah.
You can shoot me, but that's not the end of your troubles. Then
Cool.
I want it to feel like I'm a cop, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
Right, and then you start thinking about that.
Yeah, make that roll. I'm curious.
All right, I'm using talk.
Yep.
And I don't know what attribute to use there. I guess charisma.
Charisma.
Yeah, I think it's charisma.
All right.
Yep.
And I don't know what I have there. We're going to find out.
Awesome.
Woo! That looks good.
Cool. Yeah, he turns the gun sideways, shows you that like he puts the safety on, and takes the finger off out of the guard, and I think he's got like a same side hip holster that's just a little bit back so that it's not quite taking up his whole side of his hip.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "I'm sorry. I didn't know you folks were out here. I'm going to go. I think
you don't have to run off. I got some questions. Should I be worried about the journalist? I mean, you've been tracking her. You're worried about her. Should I be worried about her?
No, I don't think you should be worried about her. I mean, unless you're the Aegean Circle, she's doing a lot of digging. And I think like there's like a moment where like, he's doing a lot of digging and you take that in and let the moment be silent for like a second.
Right.
Longer than like a conversation would be. And he thinks about that, thinks about the Terran mandate, and bolts and runs. And so we'll come back. I think I'm gonna go back to Misha, and then we'll talk about what to do on the break, or we'll come back to the break and we'll decide. Well, you can tell me what you're gonna do.
Perfect.
Misha, you're with Atako. Ro hasn't come back. I think it's been a couple minutes. Anything in particular? Like you've got a xenoarchaeological artifact in your hand. What do you want to do?
Like I handed it back, and I shoot Ro a quick message that I'm going to the university to see the professor.
Yeah. Cool.
And yeah, just keeping an eye out because, hey, we're in a strange place and it's a whole new sector, and so there's like kind of that bright-eyed optimism, but also I better make sure that nobody's following me. Because Ro got really squirrely there, and that's probably not a good sign.
Cool. Make a notice roll.
What would that be with?
There's a skill notice, I think.
Intelligence?
Yeah. Or wisdom, depending on how you're doing it. I think it might be wisdom. Wow. Nice.
La, 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 la.
No. 11's good, right?
I got a 6.
Oh, why did I see 11?
The 11 was Ro's result.
Oh, I didn't scroll down one. Okay. Cool. Yeah, you find Dr. Delgadas, and I mean, I think you find him at the perfect time, right? It's like office hours. And he's in his office, answering email and trying to get funding, doing what a good professor does. And yeah, I think you walk. How do you walk into his office? What do you? I mean, I think he's right there, right? It's like easy access. You just kind of walk through the university, and it's not real high security.
Dr. Delgadis.
Yes, how do you do? Yeah, I think Dr. Delgadis is a much older woman in like in a not like a formal sari like you'd wear to like a wedding, but like in like business casual cardigan sari, that kind of equivalent. Yeah. Browns and beiges and blacks, and for her colors. And she says, I'm Dr. Delgadis. And I think we talked about how Abby has like swagger. I think in the first episode. So she says, I think she knows right away that you're not one of her students, right? Like you're not. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try to pretend I'm a student.
Yeah. And she says, how can I help you?
I hear that you're the person in town to talk to about the xenological. I cannot say that word, apparently. Xenoarchaeological. There, I said it. Artifacts.
Yes. It seems that in Antorgi, that's really all anyone can think about. And I got drawn in, I guess.
Well, I mean, isn't that what the Aegean Circle does?
Of course. I mean, I've spent my life studying this stuff. But I don't know. It's a little embarrassing how very little we do know.
I was speaking to someone earlier who had one that seemed to be crossing barriers of time somehow.
How strange.
Have any of the other things that you found exhibited any strange properties?
And I think, like, as you say, like, she's keeping a poker face. And you can feel the strain of that poker face, right? Like you're asking questions that are causing her to like have to keep it cool. And a young woman walks in. I think like Itako, like you get like a former military vibe from her, but probably a different branch. And you can tell she's armed right away. And she like looks at you kind of sideways and looks at her and says, Dr. Delgado, I've got an emergency. Could you talk to me for a moment? And she was like, just say it. And she points at you and says, she's Terran Mandate. Really?
I wasn't aware that was a secret.
I would have thought that the Terran Mandate, when they arrived, would have broadcast themselves and introduced themselves to the Terran Mandate headquarters over in a few systems over.
We set up that headquarters a few systems over.
Well, you did that 300 years ago. Do you mean, are you in an orbital satellite a few systems over?
Yes.
Ah, interesting. You haven't announced yourselves to the media, to any of the governments, any of the planetary governments?
We are trying to keep a low profile for the moment until we get a little more information about what's going on. We don't want to frighten anyone or get anybody's hackles up. I figured it was best to figure out what the local customs were before we blundered in and made some kind of horrible mistake.
And I think she turns to her comrade, and we'll end on this. And she says, is your pistol outfitted? And she like holds it up, and you can see that like it's got xenoarchaeological mods. And she says, "Yup." And Dr. Delgado says, "Good, shooter." And we'll come back. We'll come back after the break there. Cool. Thank you for watching, folks. We are going to come back in a few minutes. We have been on for a little over an hour. I feel like it's a good time to bio break and replenish our water and replenish our brains. And we will be back in a few. I'm going to set the timer for about 5 minutes, and the music is going to play, and it's going to be super loud in my headphones because that's the way life is sometimes. And I'll see y'all.
Rockin' soundtrack.
I'll see y'all in 5. Dancing to this is optional. See you soon.